happening, guys? Right, firstly, I hope you're all staying safe, because obviously we across the world are all working through this coronavirus lockdown, etc. I'm quite lucky. My workshop is in the middle of nowhere. Although you would have seen me up here, I think, in other videos with other people, I actually live with two of my friends, so they can come here and we're not breaking any lockdown rules. I haven't uploaded a video for a couple of weeks. I'm sorry about that. I've just been flat out doing bits, but I've decided to give you an update because, as you can see, the arch is now missing from the car. I've pulled moulds of the side skirt and the rear bumper. They've now been sent there with the 3D scanner guy, so he's going to get them scanned. He'll mirror the image, print that, and then when that comes back to me, I pull another mould off of that, pull a panel out of that, and that will give me the panel which we bond to the other side of the car. The arch has been given to the metal worker, so he's now creating us two metal arches, which when they come back, we weld to the car. I've been working a lot on the rear light, so there's not really been much to see. I've basically just been prepping the welds, dropping seam sealer on it, priming, you know, tidying the outside of it up. So obviously the outside, we fiberglass over it all so we can smooth it all out and make it look... You'll never see it in day to day. When the lights are in, the bumpers are on, you will not see all the work I'm doing, but I still want it to look nice so that I know the work is done nicely and it's all protected, and these are the key things, because obviously you want a solid shell underneath. You don't want it to look good on the outside and be utter crap underneath. So I'm excited because I've technically, I've not run out of things to do at the back, but we got another couple of dashboard panels coming. I got the lower section in, the centre section's on its way. I've hopefully sourced some fiberglass front wings, so I've decided to hell with it. We're going to rip the front off, we're going to get the Porsche wings out, we're going to see what's going on. Now, one of the first things I'm going to do though, this is a replica Vertex bumper. I'm not using real parts because of what we're doing, but we're going to turn this into a long nose or shark nose front. So we're going to basically turn this Vertex bumper into what I think is the only shark nose Vertex. Messages coming in. The only shark nose Vertex 350Z out there. So I'm going to strip the front down, get the bumper mounted up onto some trestles, and I'll explain what we're going to do. So that's what's next. Oh, quick side note, if you wonder why I don't seem to be taking out very many bolts, that is because there is not very many bolts holding this entire front end together. It is literally slapdash hanging in there. So don't be surprised when I'm literally just undoing two things and panels come off this car. Right, fully stripped down. So, the front end of the Nissan is fully plastic. Let me get the bumper set up. We'll flip the camera around. I'll explain everything that's happening here, everything that's happening to the bumper, and we'll go from there. Okay, guys, right. So, as you can see, we do have quite a meaty stance on the front of this, and somehow we have to cover the top of this wheel with the arches. Now, up until this point here, none of this here is structural. All of this all this is plastic, and all this actually will be getting changed to be a bash bar, which will come from these mounting points down here. And it will support the intercooler and radiator. Obviously the chassis legs, which can be seen here, is the structural part, and obviously this up here is structural. Now, the plan So, the plan with this bumper, one second. So, the plan that we have with this bumper, obviously as you'll know, the bonnet line flows with this. We have two swage lines here. So the plan is to cut across this line and take this centre section up to this swage line and move this out and extend that line, extend this line in this fashion until it hits this line out here. And that will give us the shark nose effect that we're looking for. Alright, so what I've done, and very quickly, I've took the Porsche fender apart. So we no longer have the light in here, but we do have the basket where it sits. Now, all I'm really doing is lining up the top corner of this fender with the windscreen. At the end of the day, it can go backwards and forwards within reason because we know that this has to clear the wheel. Now, that right there is sitting on the bumper. But we know we're changing this bumper because we're extending it to make it longer. There's also some metal framework in here. I'm going to quickly cut this framework out. They try and keep the bit that holds the bumper, but we'll see about that. Because basically, we really want to get this to drop down as low as possible so that, you know, we can try and eyeball it through. So let me quickly cut this out and then we'll see what we've got. Okay, that's that out of the way. So let's try this again. Let's try it with the Porsche fender first. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so we are sitting lower, but it is still not quite clearing the point we need to be at. Well, I think we're just going to have to go for it. We're going to have to just basically remove the bumper bracket completely. I don't really want to do that because that's the only thing holding this side of the bumper up. I've just realised. Although it bolts on, the bit it bolts to would still be in the way. Okay, so it's still not low enough, but that's the most in it's been so far. So let me just flip this around so I can actually film it and show you what we've got. So what we have, obviously the Porsche fender comes down. We're starting to connect at this point now. Now, we obviously need to maintain the pop-up enclosure, but it just seems the whole thing is going to need some work to get it to go in. But that's kind of a strong look, either which way. Right, I'm going to call it there for this vlog. You can see it's beginning. It's in early stages yet, but this is going to happen. I'm pretty confident once we get a fiberglass fender up in here, and obviously we've got the Rocky Bunny arch to play with as well. I see no reason why this won't work. We still got shit to do at the back. But come back, stay tuned. Hope you're enjoying the videos. Let me know if you prefer this style where I'm kind of trying to keep it shorter and a little bit more precise, and I'm trying to do some of the work on camera. Let me know what you'd rather see. Cheers for watching. See you now.